My name is Artesia.
Michael McFarlane, but I go by Blue.
Michael Newman.
Noah Wesley, artist name is Noah Light.
I make music and I experience at the Hill.
Photography.
Singing. Sometimes if I feel really creative, I will like rap.
Do anything that is artistic or creative, and I love to draw. I love to make trinkets or just create clothes. I love that array of things.
I experience it throughout my everyday life.
I experience at the Hill.
It's a form of expression, you know, and I think it's important for everybody, to be honest, but especially for young adults who are learning to be more comfortable in their skin and learning to be out in the world, you know. It's to help us pretty much jot things down on a paper and know exactly like, okay, this is how I feel.
My art journey leading up to now, I would say unique, because it takes a lot to be an artist and to figure out what you want to do, but then it also takes a lot to do it, to stay focused and everything also.
Ever since I was 9 years old, I've always loved art. I would watch TV shows and I would pause them and I would just draw what I saw, or I would just draw what I wanted to draw.
So I would say that my journey is a very up and down one, and I think everybody's journey is kind of in that way. But I started doing music from a really young age, singing as a kid. And then growing up, I didn't really have much belief in my voice at a certain age, so I stopped for a while. When I went to high school, I went back into singing. I was in the choir, and that's when I got back into it. And now I decided to like start putting out my own music and digging deeper into not just music, but who I am in music, you know.
I worked in a studio that got me to work with other music producers. Rollo and No Cap.
Myself.
The only person who I would say inspires me to do better is Jesus.
That's hard because growing up in Trinidad, I always felt very disconnected to music at times, because I felt like we were only introduced to hits. Most of the music that we got was either soca, calypso, or it was international music. So growing up, I always felt like I didn't know enough to be an artist. So I didn't know enough to go into any genre. So who inspired me was, in a sense, me. Because just wanting to find something that I can have an outlet in, and then pushing myself and telling myself, okay, you need to dig deeper. So yeah.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Yolan Cisse. I'm a career pathway specialist for the Covenant House of Greater Washington, D.C. I am a beatboxer. I make noises with my mouth. But when I'm not out busy saving the world, I am a administrator / facilitator, that guy that needs to do stuff for the program.
My name is Brandon Marcellus Dozier. I've been a professional dancer, cinematographer, videographer. I've been on film sets. I started out as the dance teacher or dance instructor for the program. Then we changed the class from a dance class to a performance class. And since then, I've been helping the participants work on their performance, from singing to rapping to camera operating, learning how to know the ins and outs of before a show, after the show, behind the camera, in front of the camera, and yeah.
What's going on, everyone? I go by the name of Jarrell DeGrio, also known as Jarrell TG. I am myself an artist. I don't necessarily define specifically what that means, only because I'm overall DeGrio. As DeGrio, I'm a storyteller. So I believe that every art form that I use is merely just a medium to do just that, to storytell. So whether it's digital media, I play with the cameras. I'm a videographer as well. I'm also a hip hop artist. I'm a writer. So I have a lot of different mediums in terms of how I wear my artist hat. I am Rhythmz's marketing director, so I was responsible for galvanizing the interest around this program at its inception for this season. I'm also the digital media instructor teaching artists. So I'm responsible for kind of ensuring that they can take their art and give it to the world in the ways that the world is now receiving art.
My name is Russell Williams. I'm a DC native that ended up being the first African American to ever win 2 Academy Awards in any category. I won for doing sound for the films Glory and Dances with Wolves. For the last 20 years or so, I've been teaching as a college professor at American University and other campuses. So I consider myself someone who's very passionate about the commerce of creativity and how creativity should help shape our lives in a very positive way.
My name is Frenchie Davis. I am a vocalist and a thespian. I'm a theatrical performer, and I've experienced that art in a multitude of ways. I've performed in multiple Broadway shows. I was in Rent on Broadway, played the fairy godmother in Cinderella, Effie White in Dreamgirls, got a Grammy nomination for the Broadway show Ain't Misbehavin', Little Shop of Horrors, Jesus Christ Superstar. And I studied theater in college, and now I teach in the theater department at my alma mater, Howard University.
My name is Elise Perry. I am a music producer, arranger, composer, and also a film director and a television director. All things behind the scenes. That's what I do.
My all-time favorite vocalist, like no cap, I won't debate with anybody about it, Ella Fitzgerald. She's the greatest of all time.
Stevie Wonder, brilliant storyteller musically, and his heart is so big. It's always on his shoulders. It's always right here, and he tells you all the deepest stories. So he's inspired me.
The music of Ellington or Miles Davis, of Coltrane, of Archie Shepp, of Charles Mingus.
Aretha, Whitney, and Dinah Washington. Dinah Washington and Aretha are tied for me. I feel like Aretha took all of Dinah's good stuff and perfected it. But Dinah she was a gift.
Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Nancy Wilson. The list gets longer and longer the longer I live.
Quincy Jones has inspired me because why? He's completely multifaceted in all of the music genres that he's been a part of. And he's not done. And he's also gone into creating television spaces for us to exist.
I really began to appreciate how this music spoke to me personally. I felt that this music was born out of an experience similar to mine. It resonated with some things that my parents had told me, my grandparents had told me. I could actually hear echoes of what was called Negro spirituals in, some of these compositions that came out of the jazz world, and also some innovative chord changes and feelings and textures and pastels that I didn't hear in European-based music.
That's not enough, but I think, no, that's not, because I have to think about the ladies that really made me say I can do this too. Angela Winbush, yes. Valerie Simpson, yes. Debbie Allen, yes. Oprah even, yes.
Now, as far as like theatrical performers, now we're talking about like the Bette Midlers and the Nell Carters. Nell Carter really is like a huge idol for me. She was the first time I saw a plus-size black girl on stage who wasn't being the maid or somebody's mama. She was just sexy and feisty and an amazing vocalist and an amazing dancer, and such a joy to watch on stage.
I'm very impressed with the Arts for Business Dialogue for Success program.
It provides information and access to those who may not have it.
It helps you to learn what you like, what you don't like, and it helps you to learn how to present yourself to the world.
It's given me a sense of belonging, and it allows me to connect with people who do the same things that I do, but also have a lot of the same trials or tribulations or obstacles, whether it's mental, emotional, financial, physical, anything like that. So
it's important because we're able to give opportunities to people that otherwise wouldn't see art as a successful way to make money, and really give them the tools and show them what the skills and stuff that they need in order to be able to do so.
The more that we understand as artists what the business represents, the more protected we are, and how much our art is protected in that space. Like I said, a lot of times what you see is very talented people get taken advantage of by people who have no talent but can outsmart you in the business aspect.
I had a professor who used to always call it business show. It's not really show business, it's business show. Because the show's gonna be trash if the business ain't handled right. That's just what it is. And so I think that it's really important to create these spaces that not only nurture and educate artists on their actual craft, but also educating them on how they will be navigating the pursuit of that craft, which will require knowledge of business strategy, some marketing, a lot of things.
Since we live in a society that is energized by commerce, you should also be aware of what it takes for you not only to understand how to value yourself monetarily, how to understand what to do with any of your financial success as it comes along, and then how to build for the future.
The fact that you can pick up the phone or send an email to somebody that you were in a session with that provided information that you didn't have, a professional that makes their money or makes their lifestyle a little bit easier because they can write or they can film or they can play piano or do whatever they're doing. They have the access to some of the professionals in the business. And that's important because that's a mentor.
Arts for Business dialogue is more important than most people may realize. You have to know how to do the business.
Pay attention to everything around you because it'll be helpful.
Be yourself. Not everybody out here is gonna like that, but as long as you do, you'll be fine.
One of the best things you can do as an artist is try.
If you have a dream, go after it. Don't give up.
We are constantly expressing ourselves whether we're aware of it or not. You are literally walking art.
You have to show up for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Whatever it is that you envision the best possible version of yourself as, that person is worth fighting for. And that person will require most of your energy, and it will be worth it.
If you're in a room, you belong there. Don't let anybody make you think you don't belong there because you didn't have this pedigree or you didn't get this degree. You belong there because you're good enough. And when you believe, everybody else will believe. Eventually. If they don't believe you today, they're going to believe you tomorrow. So just do it and don't quit. And just do it with all of the fervor inside that you have.
Professional success really starts with a positive self-concept, being willing to do the work, and I'm talking about the work. It's not a job I'm talking about doing the work. How do you make yourself the best at what you do? How do you understand what you need to do from a personality or from a spiritual point of view to make yourself attractive?
Take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush based on what it means to be an artist or a musician. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on having to be this image of what that is. If I want to be an artist, then I have to be a big artist. Or if I want to be an artist, I have to put out music. Or if I want to be an artist, I have to do this, I have to do that. When being an artist, the main thing about being an artist is being yourself.
Where my rhymes go. Remember back when I was on the mattress, isolated in my room, mom's doing taxes. Ludacris playing, I'm trying to rap it. Bound by the beat, word control had me captive. Since a youngin', see your spirit been a part me. Singing naughty by nature in the car seat. Since age 2, heartbeats been my heartbeat. From the start, we grew together from beginning, we ain't choose each other. Put together, we were brothers and refuse each other. We gon' make a way through this life, gotta use each other. So I'm here to stay, never lose each other. I accepted your wisdom and you accepted my courage. Why I speak a little different, a little slang with my verbiage. Mom probably resenting cause you started me with cursing, but she gotta take the good with the bad, your guidance worth it. I got some lessons from some preachers in some churches. They introduced me to their father in their sermons. God loves all, but with the hypocrites and merchants or the serpents. Never really know who they are serving, but at least you tell it like it is, no cut cards. It may hurt.